do not deposit energy, right? We're going into this like emotional bank account thing. Do not deposit energy in people in situations that are not willing to accept the deposit. Okay. You can want a situation to be something. You can, right? But you can't change the person or the situation because you want that energy exchange, right? Everything is a fair energy exchange. It goes into a ROI, return on investment, right? And if you are investing all of this energy, right? Now, listen, I'd love to say you want people to match your energy. In a perfect world, yes, you'd want it to be a 50-50. I do this, you match this, this is solid. That's not always going to work that way, because sometimes the way that you want the energy could be from not so much of a good place. It could be coming from a place of desperation or a place of codependency or need. But that's kind of a different topic. But I want you to be careful of what you're emotionally investing in with another human or another situation, right? Because what happens is we fall in love with an idea. We fall in love with an idea of what we want our relationship with our parents, our partners, our grown children. We fall in love with what it is that we want to see, right? And sometimes TV can be a nightmare with that. Definitely social media can be a nail in the coffin in it, but it can be so problematic because you're going, well, but I want my mom to be loving and caring and kind. Okay, I hear you. I validate you. But here's the thing. If you keep touching a stove that's hot and every time you touch the stove, you go, ow, I burned myself. Ow, I burned myself. Ow, I burned myself. Well, after a while, it's not the oven. It's not the stove. You're doing that. You're putting your hand on there. You're creating the issue. Now you're doing that because you keep saying, I just don't want the stove to be hot. I just want to be able to touch the stove. Well, I hear you, but the stove is telling you, you're not going to keep touching me. I'm going to keep burning you every single time. So if you keep investing this energy, you're depleting your emotional bank account. You're depleting it to the point to where you're going to have that emotional bankruptcy. So you have to ask yourself, why are you resisting? I know what you want. Listen, we all want situations and relationships and things to be as we want them to be, how we think they should be, how it's going to make us happy, right? That's not an abnormal thing. It becomes problematic when you focus solely on, I need this relationship because this is what this relationship looks like. And you are going to take that square peg and you're going to squish that square peg into a round hole and you're going to go, it is working. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to waste all that energy to try to figure out, why is this person not even not matching my energy? They're not even in the same energy field as me for the sake of saying, I want this to happen. When you can understand that, and it's so true, people are not underwear. They are not socks. You cannot change them. If they want to change, they will. You can speak your piece. You can say your needs. You can express your desires. If they're not doing any changing for it, you got to ask yourself, how much more am I willing to expend? Oh, I've invested 25 years in this relationship. And now what? You keep staying thinking that automatically it's just going to change. You're just going to keep one day. They're just going to, oh my God, they're finally going to change. Here it is. I will never say that will never happen. I will say that the chances of that happening are not great. Okay. So there's a point in time where you have to say, just because it's a friend, is it worth staying in the relationship? Just because it's a spouse, is it worth staying there? Is it, what is it? Is it a job because you're like, oh my God, I don't want to try something new because I've been doing this forever. I hate this job. Don't want to be here. But what am I going to do over here? Oh my God, do I stay? I think I'll just stay. You're literally it's like putting a hole in a canoe and you keep fishing the water out of it. And you go, I don't understand why I can't get all this water out because you keep putting a hole in the boat. Right? So you have to ask and really evaluate. Seriously, look inside yourself right now and say, my God, where am I hemorrhaging this energy? You're hemorrhaging energy right now. And then don't blame the person or the situation. Don't go, well, it's my boss. It's my best friend. It's my husband. No, it isn't. No. We ain't doing that. Where are you struggling to accept it for what it is? It is what it is. I've said this before. If I say, hey, look at this stainless steel thing, and you go, I don't really like stainless steel. This is not changing. You're like, I want this to be blue. Still not changing. And every time you pick up this cup, oh, I'd love it if it was blue. I'd love it if it was, well, one day you're going to have to go, well, I'm either going to accept this for being stainless steel or I'm going to get rid of it. Those are my options. That's what you're in control of. You're not in control of this turning blue. You're not in control of Dunkin' becoming Starbucks and vice versa. You're not. So you got to get clear, and I mean solidly clear, that things are not always going to be as you choose them to be. People and things are in your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime. And while you would like it to be something that it may not be, you're going to have to let it go at times. Like, you're going to have to. Because if you don't, it's going to deplete you. You are going to be angry. You are going to be hurt. You are going to feel isolated. I want this. And because then you got to be really careful, because then you try everything that you can do to manipulate this bottle to become blue, right? So then you start pretending as though you don't feel well. You start doing all of these things and all to get the attention for this bottle to become blue. You got to be careful, because you don't ever want to manipulate a relationship to stay in a relationship, period. Because then that's built on a lie. It's built on a false narrative. It's built on something that it should never be built on. Okay. So I need you to be very clear on that, because if you can't accept it and you keep trying to change it, you keep trying to negotiate it, right? You keep trying to one up it. You keep going, well, I know if I do this, this will happen. If I do that, this will happen. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm going to need you to pump your brakes there, because it's only going to disappoint you. And if in fact that works and you keep this relationship, or you keep staying around in a toxic environment, it's going to breed resentment, either on your part or their part or the situation's part. Okay. So you might get what you think that you want in that moment, but at a certain point in time, that's going to run out, and it's never going to be good enough for you, because you keep wanting it to be that I need to grow up. I need to go to college. I need to start my profession. I need to get married. I need to have 2.5 children. I need to do these things. And then this is what's going to happen. I need to have $50 million in the bank by the time I'm 60. And oh my God, you are 11. You're 11 years old. Oh, that was overwhelming. What? That's fine. But you may meet this person that you think, oh, this is my person. I like this person. We vibe. This is what it is. Yay, I'm so excited. Well, that might not be what that person wants. For you to go, well, but I want them to have 2.5 kids in the white picket fence. Well, they don't. But can't they see it's important to me? Well, can't you see that it's not important to them? So if we're going to pull the card of can't they see it's important to me, can you see it's not important to them? Don't change them. Don't get mad at them because they're not seeing what you think is important. They're just not in your vibe. They're just not in your energy field. You're going to have to be okay with that. So then you go, okay, as much as I'd love for this to be the person, it's not my thing. And I know that we appreciate each other and that we love each other, but we both want two different things. It's not fair for me to try to make him change. It's not fair for him to change for me and then resent me later, because it will happen. Right? So just remember, just because, again, always voice what you need and your desires are, but just remember, not everybody is going to have those same goals, and that is okay. So I need you to stop expending that energy to cause you to not be mindful, to cause you to go into emotional bankruptcy. And then you're upset, and then you feel like nobody loves you because you're wanting somebody to be something that they're not, or a situation to be something that they're not. And baby, it cannot happen that way. You don't want someone ever to stay with you for the sake of having a person. You don't want to stay with somebody for that same reason. So when you get clear in that and you're mindful in everything, you're more you're more inclined in tune with yourself to say, hey, listen, you start talking to somebody. Hey, what are your thoughts on kids? Okay, I'm absolutely firm against children. Okay. Well, now that's up to you to decide, okay, well, I definitely want some kids. So, it's cool. It was nice talking to you, but we want two different things. Boom. Now we alleviate all that stuff. Even though you thought he was cute and he could be the one, he's not the one. And you want to ask those questions too. You don't want to wait till you're 6 months in. Now you're in, now they're in, now you're mad because why didn't this person say something? And then you didn't ask, and then it becomes a problem. And you're investing all of this energy into a situation that is not going to benefit you or the other person. But most importantly, it's not going to benefit you. So you're going to have to get to the point of understanding that people live differently, they do things differently, and they have different goals and desires. Don't change them. There are people on this planet, I promise you, that you are in alignment with. they just may not, it's never going to happen if you just stay with what you got, like in a situation or even within your own thought patterns. So you're going to have to allow yourself to be open, and you always want to build that foundation on the relationship with self. So you're going to have to get clear on your non-negotiables, what it is that, you do want. And if you do want those 2.5 kids in the white picket fence, don't wait till date 7 to tell somebody about this. No. And even before you go on a date, as you're talking and you're chit-chatting and maybe you're online or what's your thoughts on kids? I could take it or leave it. Okay. You might be able to work with that. That's not bad. They didn't say they're against it, but they say absolutely don't want kids. Don't sit there and go, I can change them. I can be the one. Don't do that. Do not do that. You will be emotionally bankrupt faster than you can blink your eyes. Okay. So I'm going to need you to get really clear and concise and understanding that you have to accept things the way they are. And then you get to decide, do you want to make that energy deposit or not?